Hey guys, I'm back with the live execution series, and today I'll be covering a trade that I took on Friday, some shorts. I'll give you all of the context around it and how I actually flipped the trade from what was going to be a loss to a win. And I'll also have a mix up with this video where I'm going to go over my weekly analysis for this following week. We had a ton of war news over the weekend, and I just want to keep you guys updated on where I think price is going to go and how this is going to affect the markets. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys soon. What we have right here is Dow Jones US 30, and this is a trade that I actually took in the morning, and I'll show you guys how it was actually going to be a loss, what my analysis was, and how I flipped my bias just like that. So going into the day, I saw a bunch of highs right here, and I saw that Asia and London, they were very expansion-ish right here. So we had kind of delivered off Asia manipulating, and then we continued higher. And so going into the day, I was really bullish. And I thought we were going to deliver through these highs. I thought we would hold this 30-minute fair value gap and we'd see continuation. So this was my first initial entry, and I'll show you guys that actual trade. So right here, and basically I was just aiming for these highs. Okay, we had a bunch of daily highs, and US 30 has been lagging behind a lot, NQ and ES. However, I thought it was possible that we might start catching up. So all that would mean is it's a six sister, it's related to those assets, and we're gonna catch up in terms of like how much volatility we're gonna have. We're gonna have a little bit more on Dow Jones, or so I thought. So that was my first initial trade, and then I kind of noticed like something's off. We're not really responding right here to this fair value gap. We're just hanging out inside of it. So I cut it off like right about in here, kind of negating that loss from happening. And so let me show you guys what that first trade was. So this was the first trade. I'm kind of looking at NASDAQ. I'm looking at US 30 right here. So I'm in right here about five, not really, really low size, honestly. And I'm trying to add in more size right here. And so I add in right around here when price retraces. And then I kind of realized something. So on NQ, we took out a daily high. And at this point, we have like SMTs. And so we took out a daily high, and then we're starting to invert some of our bullish fair value gaps. And I'm adding more and more size. And I'm telling chat, I'm like, okay, wait, we're about to close like below some of these fair value gaps in here. Like something's off. And I tell them right here, I'm like, hey, if this inverts this 30-second fair value gap, then all of this is gonna get taken out. So why would I want to be in a trade right here where I'm at risk? So what I do is I cut it right here. I cut it. And you could tell YM's a little bit, or US 30 is a little bit bullish. It's a little bit more bullish than NQ. So that actually kind of saves me some drawdown. So I cut it off right there. I realized that we're inverting, and then I actually flip my trade around right here. Okay, so that's my first entry. Really clean entry, like looking back. Really good. So this is what I'm talking about right here. We're taking out some of these highs in here. And so those are daily highs. And price starts delivering. I say when we get close to this low that I'm just going to move to break even because we should have a lot of momentum in here. Then I mentioned this fair value gap is kind of going to hold us from going lower for a little bit. But I would like to see us to continue through it and should trade lower. And so I noticed how slow the market was getting, and we had a 15-minute fair value gap. And so I just start partialing out. And looking back, honestly, I had no reason yet to really take off this position. I definitely should have been more patient because if I was going to take off the position, I could have at least waited for us to trade into a lower discount. And so we just haven't had the same amount of continuation that I like to see. So that's that trade. You could see that once we took out those daily highs or that high, we actually come down and take all the way London and Asia session range. So looking back, like, yeah, I definitely should have taken, this was my initial TP that I was going to take, and then I kind of exited in here. So it is what it is. We could just look back and see what kind of mistakes we made, but we can't really change that now. So what I'm expecting from the following of this week. So we already took out buy side. We didn't take out those highs, but that's fine. Took out that daily high. I think what's going to happen is we're going to invert this. And then we're going to head lower. Probably realistically to these lows. I don't know if we'll trade all the way lower. But realistically to these daily lows right here is where price will deliver. And so we're just consolidating, but we're in a premium. And that's going to give us a lot of opportunity. I believe the reason why we're consolidating so much in here is because we're in such a premium and we're kind of just like fighting to get to these highs. And so if we have bearish news like we've been having, basically started a war with Iraq, and then we're talking about oil, 20% of it won't be able to be distributed because it's going through a facility in Iraq, and they're looking to shut it down. Essentially, that's going to dump the market, probably taking out more lows. That's not full in effect yet, but that's on the table, and so we have to consider that. VIX should go a lot higher. If you guys don't know what VIX is, let me see. I think I have it in here. So this is the volatility chart. What should happen is we're gonna start just going higher, and that means that the ranges on NQ and ES are gonna be way larger, probably 2 to 3 times the size. So right here, where we would normally be having like 20 to 30 point stop losses, it's probably going to trade up here, and we're going to be at like 30 to 40 to 50 stop losses in terms of if you're trading on the lower time frame. So it's probably going to be like that again. Going to see some of the sell side get taken out. In terms of gold, we have this daily fair value gap that we've been keying off of. And I use the gold futures chart. Some people use the Forex. I actually really like the futures chart now. And so right here, we're still respecting that daily fair value gap. So I believe we're just going to trade through these highs and most likely go to all-time highs. So starting from Monday, honestly, all of that could happen. I don't think price will wait for those things to happen. In terms of oil, yeah, oil is going to go crazy. So anyways, I'll be live streaming a few times out of this week. So make sure you guys stop by. I love when you guys ask questions. I could go over how I trade, what I'm looking at, and my thought process behind that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good trading week.